you need to do to be successful. So I just want to share with you a little bit about my own story and how things worked out. So I left Cox High School, this is where I graduated, year 2000, ended up graduating from UVA in '04, okay? But even with all that, graduated academic scholarship, I was sitting at the corner of Nemo Parkway and Upton Drive in 2005. And before you could just turn on your phone and check, an online balance or an account, go to online banking with Bank of America, you had to call to get a balance. So I'm calling my bank, trying to get a balance to determine whether or not I can actually afford to get gas in my car. And as I sat there looking out at the road, I said, I'm not doing this. How in the world did I just leave a 4-year institution and 1 year out and sitting at a gas station trying to figure out how much money I have in my account to get gas? So I said, from that point forward, I'm done. I'm not doing this. Something's got to change. So someone was asking, you get that first job and you don't really care how much you get paid. Speaking of that, so you're going to pay me what? And you just bleep out, because all you know is that you need money. And I ended up being an algebra readiness tutor at Cox High School and a coach. So that's how I started out. I did that for 1 year. And then I went back and decided, you know what, I'm going to get a master's degree in school counseling. And I was an SOL tutor as I worked to go through school and a coach. As soon as I finished that degree, August 8th, I think it was August 9th, 2008, I got hired by that Friday as a school counselor at Cox High School. By April of 2009, they named me the department chair of school counseling at Cox High School. And 4 years later, I was in central administration working as an instructional specialist. And then 2.5 years later, I was appointed to this position. So things work out. But sacrifices have to be made, which goes back to what was on the slide when you first walked in. Excuse me. So I will tell you, if I can boil things down to 3 simple questions, really 4 simple questions, it's these. If I did not succeed at something in life, it's because I didn't have an answer for the first 3. Or I said no to the last question that you see on the screen. So do you have a goal? Right? It doesn't matter what your goal is. A lot of times people ask you that question, you want to give them a response based on what you think they want to hear. If your goal is to have a job when you get out of high school, then say it, own it. Because you're going to need to have a plan to achieve that goal. And then that third question, how committed are you to your goals? Right? And that sub-question is, are you willing to make all the necessary sacrifices to see it come true? So when it's second semester, and I promise you, there will be a moment where you do not feel like doing work. Bottom line, you're like, I'm about done. I don't need to do this. Why do I care about economics? This is not important to me. I just want to, can it get to June 9th? That's your prom night, right? Can it get to June 9th sooner? Can I get to the last day of school? June 12th, whatever that may be for you all, right? For graduation, we got to figure that out. So we're chasing a dream. Now, again, your dreams, your goals may be very different from the person sitting next to you. But one thing that you should have in common, and we're going to get to this commitment in a second, is the fact that you are all going to graduate from high school. Right? Bottom line, period, point blank, you're going to graduate from high school. Are you willing to make all the necessary sacrifices to see that come true? Because I talk about, and like I said, I knew I'd go home. I never saw those things happen. So that was my first day of school on the left. I thought my mom apparently wanted me to be red. I don't know why. But she put me in a red outfit with some brown shoes, and I was hot. Toting my lunch in that yellow lunchbox. Picture on the right was the day I got my second master's degree at ODU in the Convocation Center. So I say that, I didn't see these things coming, and I surely did not expect rewards, which is I know a lot of things that people go into. I'm putting in all this hard work, where do rewards come in? And growing up, the household that I had to learn not to really expect rewards. Like, we didn't have birthday parties, right? We didn't do Halloween, like we didn't do those things. I didn't have those opportunities. So as I went through work, I just tried to find rewards where I could, and certain things just happened. So I had an opportunity to fly with the Blue Angels. And the story is this. A gentleman calls me January 2010, and he says, hey, my daughter's transferring to your school. I don't really want to get into it, but I need your help. She's a senior. I don't know if she's going to make it, but she can't stay in the school that she's in right now. So I was like, all right, let me look at her transcript, figure stuff out. I said, is there anything you need me to do? He's like, I just need you to make sure she finishes. He's like, sure, not a problem. So I called her down about once every 2-3 weeks. She wasn't on the caseload, but I figured, let me just check in on her, see how she's doing. And we got to the last month of school, he calls me up, he's like, hey, appreciate what you said, appreciate what you did, I don't know all that you did, but she made it through. She's not gonna be at graduation, she doesn't really know these kids anyway, but I appreciate your help. I was like, cool, hung up the phone, kept it moving. Got a phone call about 4 weeks later, and he says, excuse me, this is Petty Officer, I'm speaking on behalf of Admiral Carr. I said, I was like, what? I'm like, whatever. So we get on the phone, and the gentleman says, do you recall a young lady by the name of? I said, yes. He was like, well, that's my daughter. He now has his title, looking at ROTC, an admiral, fairly high ranking, right? So Admiral Carr is speaking to me and just saying thank you. He goes, hey, to reward you, I'd like to offer you an opportunity. I want to name you a key influencer of today's youth for the United States Navy. I said, oh, I don't know what that means, but thanks, I'll take it. Hang up the phone. Get another phone call. It's a letter in the mail like 6 weeks later, telling me that my reward was going to be, you get to fly with the Blue Angels. I was like, is this man for real? So at the Oceana Air Show in 2011, I flew with the Blue Angels. A roller coaster is no longer the same, but let me tell you, the different rewards that come to you in life, sometimes you don't see them coming, right? But that hard work and the grind that you have, that's what's going to lead you to those good places. So I knew I'd go over, but I want to end on this. And I got to give a shout out here to Mr. LaBelle White, who I had an opportunity to work with when we were at Cox High School. And I'm adapting something that he came up with and shared, and I heard him share with a group of young people. I don't want the Green Run class of 2018 to be great. I want you to be legendary, right? You're not just going to be great. Why? Because you can be legendary. You want others to look back and say, yeah, y'all are good, but you weren't the class of 2018. 8 of them started their own business. 6 of them are architects. 12 of them are doctors. They come back, they give back, they talk. They walked into school that whole last year looking at one another, giving them head nods and tapping people on the back saying, I got you. If you need help, you just let me know. That's what I'd like to see you all leave with today, is that you have a commitment to finishing high school on a strong note. Not just surviving the years that you were here, but actually owning the time that you have left. You don't have that much time. And I hate to break it to you. The moment you leave here, time's gonna speed by pretty quick. And you're gonna wish that you had some of this back. So take every opportunity that you have to own that. So I want everybody to stand up for a second. We're gonna end on it. We're done. You have to sign something anyway. You good? Stand up for a second. All right, so you got a little stretch, little blood moving. Like I said, I coach. I'm gonna try not to get too hyped for a second. I know some of you all don't want to stand, and that's okay. I'm gonna share with you Green Run, class of 2018, don't be great, and I want you to holler back with, be legendary. I want you to call back with, be legendary. Green Run, class of 2018, don't be great. Be legendary. One more time.